there's a lifetime of you both doing this thing. As a matter of fact, you do it, oh, you will get tired. My brothers and my sisters, guess what? The next morning, my visitor came.
Let me introduce you.
Hey you, oh my gosh, I'm so excited that you clicked on this video. So for that alone, thank you. My name is Adenike, but you can just call me Olori Esho. On this channel, it's all about love, family, and my lifestyle, my husband, our lives, and some vlogs, a lot of entertaining stuff while still impacting value, like the topic we are talking about today. So please, if you enjoy things like that or you do enjoy this video, please make sure to subscribe, okay? Please, thank you. All right, let's get down to the conversation that I feel like a lot of people, most especially we women, we need to have, and we need to prepare our minds and ourselves for, because most of us go into our wedding night thinking you are about to have that mind-blowing sexual romantic experience that you always see in movies, but in reality it doesn't always happen like that. The awkward truth about the wedding night, especially if you are either Nigerian or you have the standard Nigerian wedding where there is traditional and then you now have the white and then there's reception after. The truth is that by the time you get to your house or your hotel room at the end of that night, you are most probably exhausted. Meaning that the sexual expectation that you might have built in your head of whatever would not be a reality if you don't actually take certain steps and plan towards it. If that experience at that particular night is so important to you and you want it. And I'm saying all of this not just based on my own personal experience, but also the experiences of other friends of mine, you know, and other people that I've spoken with about their wedding night. Some were disappointed because they had a certain expectation that wasn't met that night, whilst others were just like, oh, I couldn't even be bothered. But let me use myself as the case study, right? Naturally. So myself and my husband got married. We had our traditional ceremony. We were both Yoruba, so we had our traditional ceremony, which is the engagement ceremony, on a Friday. And so, you know, typically you'd need to be up early. I was up very early, getting dressed. I needed to get my makeup done, tie the gele, you know, after which you now take pictures, because the photographers want you to look your best in your picture. So before you've even started the ceremony, you're already taking pictures, you've started smiling, you're already getting tired of, because your teeth, they are just showing, if you are like me. So that was what it was. I mean, like, I was even running late at some point to the engagement ceremony. Then the dancing, the kneeling, standing, you know, partying, whatever. Before I knew it, it was night and I was tired. And guess what? The next day, which was the Saturday, right, was the wedding itself, the white wedding. And now it's 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. and you have to be up because you need to start getting ready, because once again, there's going to be the church ceremony. You need to get your makeup done, you need to get your hair done, you need to take your pictures, you don't want to be looking tired. Are you with me? And immediately after church, you have the reception where there's a lot of dancing. And again, if you are anything like me, then you have a lot of energy and you want to dance, which naturally you should want to have the best time. I always tell my friends that are getting married that don't forget to have fun. Dance as if you will never dance again. Don't focus on anything. Just have the best time that you possibly can at your wedding. After all, you spent all this money for it anyway. So I did all of that, And you know, at the end of the reception, we said bye to our family members and all of that, packed our things from the hotel we were staying at because we wanted to have a new couple suite at a different hotel. So once again, we are packing our bags, our friends are helping us, and then bam, we are driving to another hotel. Let me tell you, by the time we got to that hotel room, I was exhausted. Like, even my husband Tosin was exhausted, and we both knew that there was no way we were going to, I mean, we love ourselves, oh my gosh, we just got married, we're still in the clouds and whatnot, but we didn't even have to have a conversation. We just both understood that, listen, we are tired. We've had a long weekend. Therefore, nothing can happen this night. And so it didn't. And that was fine. That was okay for us. You know why? Because there's a lifetime of you both doing this thing. As a matter of fact, you will do it, oh, you will get tired. You will do it, oh, you will say you are not doing it again. You will do it, oh. You say, in fact, it will get to a point, it won't even be at the forefront of your mind because you have other things. Like, it's not food. So we went to bed that night thinking, oh, you know what, let's just get some rest, let's relax so that by tomorrow morning we'll have energy and we'll just be knocking ourselves. My brothers and my sisters, guess what? The next morning, my visitor came. Yeah. No. This is not a Nollywood film. The next morning, I got my period. Yeah. I woke up to it and I could not believe it. Like, I was not prepared. Based on my calendar and my dates, it was still supposed to be another 2 or 3 days before my period started. So I wasn't even prepared. So the next morning, my husband not only had to deal with my disappointment, he had to go help me look for sanitary towel to buy. Very early on a Sunday morning. Luckily, the hotel we stayed at had a mini mart where they were selling, so it was just very easy for him to purchase. But you should have seen the look of disappointment on his face. I mean, he didn't dwell on it because it was clearly out of my control. And ladies, you know how the first few days, like the first 1 or 2 days of your period can be, where if you're anything like me, that's when it's most painful. Typically it will last for 5 days, yeah, but the first 2 days is usually painful. So this is the day after our wedding where we are supposed to be, you know, doing gymnastics in bed, but we're just hanging out and gisting and getting to know each other some more. Now imagine all of that happening, and imagine that I had gone into that night expecting my husband to, you know, be gingered and to have all these romantic things happening and all of that. I would have started dealing with disappointment early on in my marriage, which is not a healthy way to start. And ladies, again, you know, periods typically last from somewhere between 4 to 5 days. So what that essentially meant was that for the first week, nothing was happening, no action. But you know what? That is life, that is marriage, that is love. It continues. Please remember to subscribe to the channel. Don't go away without subscribing if you enjoyed this conversation. So I say all of this to say that just as with every other thing, don't take everything you see in movies and you hear people talk about online. Don't take it hook, line and sinker. Don't go into your wedding night expecting to have the gymnastics, Olympic session in your bedroom, because guess what? It might not happen. I'm not saying it never happens. I'm not saying you won't experience it. I'm not even saying you're not going to have a beautiful sexual experience with your spouse. What I'm saying is that that night you might just end up not having that experience. And that is okay. That is fine. You don't have to knock your husband or your wife up about it. You don't have to knock yourself up about it. All you need to do is just relax, because this is a journey of a lifetime and you have all the time in the world. Do you get to have the most fun? Luckily for us, I emphasize that luckily, because it just worked out perfectly for us. Because so my period lasted for 5 days and our honeymoon had been planned for another week. So we had decided that, okay, we're going to go to Akure, which is where both myself and my husband's parents live, go there, have our wedding, do whatever, then go back to Lagos, move into our apartment, spend the week settling down, and then the week after we would now travel. Look at God. Look at how beautifully that worked out. So it was not until we got on our honeymoon that things now started happening. We had our honeymoon at Zaina Lodge in Ghana, but what made it even more beautiful was the fact that they were expecting us. They knew we were newly wedded. And so by the time we entered our room, I think I have a video somewhere. Oh, not on this channel, sorry. Anyway, by the time we entered our room, it was a honeymoon suite. Meaning all things work together for good, for they that love the Lord and are called according to his purpose. So here we are, relaxed. My period has come and gone. We have relaxed after the wedding, settled down. We now started. Now, very important. You see me emphasizing it. Ladies, this is for the ladies that are not sexually active. Either you're a virgin or you haven't had sex for as little as 2 or 3 months. This should be another conversation, but prepare yourself, because the likelihood of you enjoying the first few sexual encounter with your husband is very little. See guys, I don't want this video to be longer than it already is. So if you want us to have that conversation about your first sexual encounter with your husband, especially if you waited, or if you were a virgin, or if you have not had sex for a while before getting married, if that's a conversation you want me to do a video on, then please let me know in the comment section. All right, just let me know in the comment section. Or if there are other things you'd like me to make videos on, just go ahead and ask in the comment section and I'll do my best to make it happen. All right, I really hope you've learned 1 or 2 things from this conversation. Whatever you have learned, let me know down below in the comment section. Or did you have a beautiful experience on your own wedding night? I want to know in the comment section. Let's share with others. Let's share with ourselves. Let's talk about these things, all right? Please remember to subscribe to the channel. Don't go away without subscribing if you enjoyed this conversation. And please also give it a thumbs up as well, okay? Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys so much. And I really do hope that you found value, not just entertainment as my ex-men, but also value in this conversation. And I will see you again very soon. You know how we do it. Remain in God and God bless you. Bye.